and in 1963, he founded McLaren Motor Racing. Soon enough, McLaren became one of the most famous brands in racing for its outstanding victories. Historically, McLaren was a racing company and created many race cars, but as this company achieved more victories on the track, Bruce McLaren started thinking of producing a road car. The result was the prototype M6 GT. The street-legal supercar could go to 165 miles per hour and became Bruce's daily car. Sadly, Bruce McLaren would never see the finished result of the M6 GT, as he died in a car accident on June 2, 1970, at the age of 32. Bruce McLaren might have died, but his dreams of building the fastest road car in the world didn't die with him. Ron Dennis became the new CEO, and McLaren continued to thrive and dominate on the track with several outstanding victories. However, it wasn't until 1988 that the idea of building a McLaren road car was brought back to life by Gordon Murray. He sketched the design of the F1 while waiting for his flight. He convinced Ron Dennis to back the project. Building the McLaren F1 was an incredibly ambitious project, as they wanted to build the world's fastest production car. The F1 had to be low weight and high power. To achieve this, the F1 would feature numerous proprietary designs and technologies. However, building such a car was incredibly expensive. It used carbon fiber, making it one of the first cars in the world to use this material. But it also used other expensive materials such as titanium and gold. In 1992, the McLaren F1 was released at the Sporting Club in Monaco. People from all over the world loved it. Autocar stated, "The McLaren F1 is the finest driving machine yet built for the public road." They further stated, "The F1 will be remembered as one of the great events in the history of the car, and it may possibly be the fastest production road car the world will ever see." Well, they were right. In 1998, a special prototype of the car reached an incredible top speed of 240 miles per hour, setting a Guinness World Record for the world's fastest production car. Many famous people had one, including Ralph Lauren, Jay Leno, Elon Musk, and Rowan Atkinson, aka Mr. Bean. That must have been a nice change from his Mini. What makes the F1 unique is the cockpit that has the driver's seat in the middle and two passenger seats on the side. The F1 was also very quick, reaching 60 miles per hour in just 3.2 seconds. Despite not having been designed as a track machine, a modified F1 GTR dominated on the racetrack and won several races, including the 1995 24-Hour of Le Mans. Until today, the F1 is still considered by many as one of the greatest sports cars ever made. Almost 3 decades after it was first released, it still holds the official record of the world's fastest naturally aspirated road car ever built. From 1992 to 1998, a total of 106 of these expensive cars were built. Each had a base price of $815,000, which would be around $1.6 million today. Fun fact: legendary actor and comedian Rowan Atkinson crashed his McLaren F1 twice, but he was still able to sell it for $12.2 million. After the success of the F1, Mercedes and McLaren collaborated to develop a car. The result was the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, released in 2003. The car was presented as Tomorrow's Silver Arrow, which was a reference to the Silver Arrows during the 1950s. This was a golden age for Mercedes in which they won countless races. The Grand Tourer had a top speed of 207 miles per hour. In total, 3,500 units were produced. After a long pause in the production of McLaren cars, a spin-off company known as McLaren Automotive was created in 2010. Then, in 2011, the McLaren MP4 12C, later simply known as 12C, was released. It was the first ever production car completely designed and built by McLaren. Prior to building the 12C, McLaren had secretly purchased a Ferrari 360 to test the 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine. A few years later, the 12C was built, which had a McLaren 3.8-liter turbocharged V8 engine generating 592 horsepower. The V8 engine was superior to the Ferrari 360. While the Ferrari 360 had a top speed of 183 miles per hour, the McLaren 12C was much faster, reaching 207 miles per hour. It could also accelerate to 60 miles per hour in only 2.8 seconds, which made it the third fastest production car at the time. The 12C had a price of around $240,000. Fun fact: To minimize weight, the car used a one-piece carbon fiber tub called the carbon monocell. Over the years, McLaren significantly reduced the time to build such a monocell. For the F1, it took McLaren around 3,000 hours. For the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, 500 hours. And for the 12C, it took just 4 hours. The McLaren P1 was introduced in 2013, but it had a short run that lasted for just 2 years. Made almost entirely out of carbon fiber, the P1 is still considered by many as one of the greatest cars ever produced. It is considered to be the successor to the McLaren F1, utilizing Formula One technology and a 3.8-liter turbocharged V8 paired with an electric motor. Its main competitor was the LaFerrari, which had a top speed of 218 miles per hour. The McLaren P1 was only slightly slower with a top speed of 217 miles per hour. It could also reach 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds. Over its lifetime, different variants of the car were released. The McLaren P1 GTR was a limited track version of the car. In 2016, the GTR was modified as a road-legal McLaren P1 LM. And in 2018, the P1 GT was introduced as a one-off special. Fun fact, the McLaren P1 was sold for $1,150,000, and in total, 439 units were built. Surprisingly, they were all unique, since every unit was built with different specifications, often selected by the owner. Nowadays, animation is everywhere, since it is entertaining and makes explaining things so easy. If you want to learn to create animations yourself, then I would highly recommend taking the animation courses of Bloop Animations. In these courses, you'll learn the foundations of animation, how to create a storyboard, and best of all, you'll be able to create an epic animation scene in Adobe Animate. Start your animation journey today by clicking the links in the description below to get Adobe Animate and the animation courses of Bloop Animations. For every purchase you make, I receive a small commission, which will greatly support this channel so we can create more animations. Thank you and good luck on your animation journey. Starting from 2014, McLaren adopted a naming